Alright guys, welcome to this page of the notes, and what we're going to do here is we're still dealing with that triangle inequality, right? The triangle inequalities, but on the previous page I gave you the three sides of a triangle and I just simply asked you, will these three side lengths work? Yes or no? Will they work or will they not? And you just set up your three triangle inequalities, and if they were all true, then yes, those three side lengths would work. If even one of them came out to be false, then no, none of them, they don't work. Here, I've only given you two of the side lengths. I want to know, what could x be? Right? What value could x have and it still be a triangle? Right? Because we know there are certain side lengths that will not work. Right? There's lengths that x can be that won't make this a triangle. I want to know what ones will work. Turns out, still the triangle inequalities, the way that we're going to do these problems is just the exact same way that we did them on the previous page, except this time you just have a variable as well. So here's what I would do to do these problems. Write down the three side lengths. I have 10, 12, and x. So let's write those down. X, 10, and 12. Now, this is just like what we did on the previous page. I need to set up my three triangle inequalities and make sure, right, solve all of them. Remember, the way the triangle inequalities work is you add two of the sides, any two sides, add them together. They have to be bigger, greater than the third side. Here's the way this is going to work. I could do x plus 10. X plus 10 has to be bigger than 12. Yeah. I could do x plus 12. X plus 12 has to be bigger than 10. Awesome. What else could I do? Well, I did x plus 10. I did x plus 12. The only one left, 12 plus 10, or 10 plus 12, whichever way you want to say it. 10 plus 12 has to be bigger than x. There's my three triangle inequalities, right? Exact same thing we did on the previous page, except now you just have a number that you don't know. We'll go ahead and find it. Solve each of these inequalities. I will subtract the 10 to the other side. X is greater than 12 minus 10, which means x is greater than 2. Pretty easy. Subtract the 12 to the other side, so x is greater than 10 minus 12. Well, 10 minus 12 is a negative 2. Okay, pretty easy. Let's keep going. 10 plus 12 would be 22, so 22 is greater than x. Again, really important here when it comes to inequalities, you want your variable to be on the left-hand side. My x is on the right-hand side, so let's just flip that guy over and I get x is less than 22. Right? Exact same thing, right? I'm just switching them around. I'm putting the x on the left, the 22 on the right, but that flips the whole thing, right? X is less than 22, same thing, x is less than 22. It might look like I've flipped my inequality. I haven't, I've just turned that guy over, right? Taking it, just flip it over, x is less than 22 is the same thing as 22 is greater than x. They mean the exact same thing, but now my variable is on the left. Absolutely what you want to do. Now, I get three answers, but let's take a look at these for a second. Is it possible to have a triangle with a side length that is negative? Yeah, no, that's not possible. You cannot have a length that is a negative number. Never has anyone said to you when you ask them, how far is it to the nearest gas station? No one has ever said, oh, it's negative 3 miles. What? We don't measure distances in negative numbers. Not possible. So this one right here, chuck it. It's gone. If you get a negative number, throw it out. Doesn't matter. You don't need it. You can't have a negative side length. Not possible. So you're left with these two. They just happen to be the two that you need. Please notice that x needs to be greater than 2. So x has to be a number greater than 2. Right? So x greater than 2. But x needs to be a number less than 22. Less than 22. So your answer, x can be any number. I don't care what you pick. Pick anything you want to, as long as it's between 2 and 22. 7? Yep. 10? Absolutely. 14? Why not? 23? Nope. 23 is bigger than 22 and it can't be. -1? Nope. 0? Nope. +1? Nope. It's got to be bigger than 2, right? So as long as you pick something between 2 and 22, this triangle will work. If you pick something less than 2 or bigger than 22, you can't build a triangle with it. Doesn't work. Won't work. Right. Let's keep going. Try a couple more. Now I think you guys got the hang of it. We can go through these here a little bit quicker. My 3 sides, x, 15, and 15. X, 15, 15. Here we go. Set up your inequalities. I can do x plus 15 has to be greater than 15. I could do x plus 15 has to be, I'm going to wind up getting the same answer twice. That's okay. 15 plus 15 has to be greater than x. All right, here we go. I'm going to subtract 15 to the other side. I get x must be greater than 0. Same thing here. Subtract 15 to the other side. X must be greater than 0. I got the same answer twice. Whatever. Ignore one of them. And then I get 30 is greater than x. Again, I don't want that x to be on the right-hand side. Flip that guy over. So x has to be less than 30. And set up your inequality, right? X needs to be greater than 0. Put your x in the middle. X needs to be greater than 0. Pick a number bigger than 0, but x has to be less than 30. So pick any number you want to. Any number you want, as long as it's between 0 and 30, you're good. It'll work. Pick a number smaller than 30. Obviously, your negative numbers, which don't work anyway. Pick a number bigger than 30. This triangle doesn't work. Won't work. Hey, got a couple more here. Let's keep going. Let's see here. Write down your 3 sides, set up your inequalities. I have x. I have 14, and I have 21. Set them up. X plus 14 needs to be greater than 21. X plus 21 needs to be greater than 14. And 14 plus 21 needs to be greater than x. All right, start solving. I subtract 14 and I get x has to be greater than 7. I subtract 21. 14 minus 21, careful, you're going to get a negative number. Turns out to be a minus 7, but we already talked about that. Can't be negative. Throw that one out. 14 plus 21, 35. But x, I don't want the x on the right hand side. Flip that guy over. And just like that, take your 2 answers, set up your inequality. I need x to be greater than 7, but less than 35. Again, you can pick any value you want, any number you want, as long as it's bigger than 7 and less than 35. You're good. You make a triangle. As soon as you pick a number less than 7, like 6, won't work. Pick a number bigger than 35, 37, won't work. It's got to be between these 2 values. Those are the only ones that'll work. Right? Awesome. Let's keep going. I got one more for you here, and we'll do something else. X, 9, 18. Right? Those are my 3 sides, x, 9, and 18. Set up your inequalities, solve the inequalities, and away we go. X plus 9 has to be greater than 18. X plus 18 has to be greater than 9. And 18 plus 9 has to be greater than x. Start solving. Subtract 9. 18 minus 9 is 9. Subtract 18. 9 minus 18 Ooh, -9, but we already know negative numbers, no bueno. Throw that one out. 18 plus 9, I get 27. Again, that x, don't want it on the right. Flip that guy over. Yeah, that looks more like it. There we go. So I need the x to be greater than 9. Pick any value greater than 9. As long as it's bigger than 9, we're good. But it's got to be less than 27. So any number between 9 and 27 will work. It's good. Thumbs up. As if it's bigger than 27 or less than 9, no bueno. They don't work. Won't build a triangle. All right, guys, that's the triangle inequalities, right? I can give you 3 sides. You test all 3 to tell me if they work. Or I can give you 2 of the sides, and you, using the triangle inequalities, figure out what values I could give for the 3rd side. Head on over to the next page of the notes. We'll look at a couple more problems with these triangle inequalities. I'll meet you guys there.